March 25th. Just slid the fence over for this group. Got some good quality stockpile in front of them. This is the third pass off this section. The line was right here. This was our part of our stockpile, season-long stockpile, and then this was our green season up here. We got one pass on this piece back September, October, when we were coming out of a drought, and then we ran into some hurricane weather, and as you can see in some of them spots right there, I pugged it. I had them too tight and it got wet. We got all that hurricane rain, several inches, where I should have just given them probably this whole piece or half of it, spread them out more, but it's all right. Mistakes happen. When it gets real wet, spread them out. It'll come back. Not too worried about it with all the seed being there. So this is the second pass off of it. They're cleaning it up, and then we're gonna strip graze up the hill on this green season stockpile, get a third pass off of it. And we're getting some regrowth in it. So the energy's coming back in the grass. Got some good regrowth from the green, and it'll mix in well with the brown there to make for a nice pat. A good protein to fiber ratio. Like somebody got shocked from the hot wire over top of the water tank. But yeah, I got some good feed in front of them. As you can see, they're plenty full, walking around looking for candy. We got strip up the hill, I'd guess 2 weeks in here. So that'll put us to the middle of April, more than likely. And then we'll get out of here, and I'm guessing cover crop field will be ready by then, which is right over the hill, across that woods. We'll have to go in, cross that one pasture, and then to the west to get in there. So, got plenty of good feed, and just like this total grazing, you know, waiting for the cool seasons to mature more. As I noticed last year grazing that cover crop, where we turned them in a little too soon, where it wasn't quite, it might have been 6 inches, 8 inches. I'd have to look back at the video to see, but I'm gonna wait a little longer to turn them in there. Maybe wait for some seed heads to come up, let it get a little more mature, because otherwise they were just squirting when I turned them in there last year. And I'm guessing the same goes for cover crops, wheat, as it does for pasture, cool season grasses. Gonna let them mature a little more, and then we're gonna strip graze it. Might strip graze it if it works. If not, we'll just give them the whole field, we'll see. But I'd like to strip graze it to get more usage out of it. So yeah, gonna use the same principles for this grazing, total grazing pasture with the cover crops as well. So we don't scour, so the cows and calves don't scour, and keep the rumen as neutral as we can. Got the stock tank. They do have access to the creek for water if they want it. And we are going to keep an eye on this, whether they tend to go to the water tank right here, which I'm doing mineral water every other day. See if they go after the mineral water or down there at the creek more. We're fairly cool right now, not too hot, so they don't spend much time in there. But in the summertime, we're gonna limit their access. And as you can see, we made another mistake. We brought this tank out yesterday, and we're on a little bit different of an angle, just a couple inches different. So I need to readjust my float because the water was spilling out of it. So, which we're fairly dry right now, so it'll soak in good. But we're gonna adjust that float so we don't have any more water leaking, because this is on a well. Tea bags in there, we're gonna pull it out. Might as well pull it out now. Pull it up, yank her out. And I throw it on the other side of the fence once the water's out, so the calves don't chew on it.
No.
Boy, you throwing stuff in there?
So up.
And this is all above ground pipe.
Do
Forget how long it is, but it's over 1,000 feet above ground pipe along that fence line. And it goes all the way back up there on the hill, and it hooks into a Ritchie water trough. All above ground pipe with quick couplers on it. Cheap, it works, and it's flexible. But yep. What else? Oh, this mineral program, new mineral program we started. It's almost April. We started back in around December. So it's been almost 4 months now. And as Steve Campbell says, it takes 120 days to get all the red blood cells changed out in a mammal. Well, we're almost to 4 months, and cattle health has gone up. We've treated one calf, and I'm not even quite sure what happened to him. He was limping. Wasn't sure if it was foot rot or got stepped on or what, but we treated one calf, and we lost one cow back in the cold snow that we got, and she had pneumonia. We did a biopsy or whatever on her, autopsy, and with the vet, and she had pneumonia. So, but other than that, out of several hundred cows and calves, that's all we've had to do health-wise since doing this new mineral program. So the herd health is definitely up, which is a good sign. And with the grass coming back this spring, if there's anything in poor condition, we'll get them back in good body condition and get them bred back, and hopefully see some better cattle performance this year and in the future. And that's a big thing with this total grazing. Wesley likes to bring his bike out here. Use a top-notch mineral program. I'm using Vitaferm Conceptaid Mag S. Gonna switch to the 5S Heat here in the growing season when it gets warmer. It's a good mix. Got plenty in there. Calcium to phosphorus ratio is 2:1. And it's got a good amount of trace minerals in there. Chelated organic trace minerals, not the inorganic. Well, it does have some inorganic in there, but it's got organic as well. It's got a good amount of vitamins in there as well. And it's also got Amiferm, which is Biozymes prebiotic that helps with digestibility, they say, and they got research to back it up. So it's not cheap, but it's a good mineral. And I'm also doing the sea salt and conditioner mix in another mineral feeder, which they're over there. The conditioner is not out right now since we're calving, just the sea salt. And we're also doing mineral water when we can to help cut the usage of that high dollar mineral a little bit. As long as they're performing well, we're going to keep on doing that. But it's working so far. And we went through a winter. It wasn't the easiest winter. Had a good bit of snow and cold weather and freezing rain and a good bit more moisture and snow than the years past. So that's a good sign. Cattle are out there in that bottom. It must be better grass out there. They might be on might be an acre or a little less for the day, but they'll also have access behind them, clean it up. But yep, highly recommend a top-notch mineral program. If you don't know how to read a mineral tag, it'd be a good thing to do some research on it. That way you know what you're feeding and make sure it's a good mineral mix. If not, just feed sea salt and do some mineral water. Get the minerals back in the grass, because once they get in the grass, they're 90% bioavailable, up to that. A lot more bioavailable than in the mineral feeder. And once you get your grass built up, your pastures built up, cows will do a whole lot better. Which this whole farm over here is pretty well built up, other than that hillside in front of us that had some cedars and broom sedge in it, but we've been covering that up with hay the past couple years and getting some more cow poo out there and grass seed and grass growing up, so it won't be long. But yep, we're gonna get out of here, and first calf hasn't dropped yet from my cows. Hoping to see that within the next couple days. There's several that are close. But yep, get spring calving taken off. And yes, we calve in the spring, not the winter. We don't do that early spring calving that people say. That's winter calving. I don't know why you do that, other than time maybe, or who knows, but I think it's more they can't get their cows bred in the summertime, and that's where genetics play a big role. And if you can't get your cows bred in the summertime, well, are they really that good at cows? I don't know, you tell me. But yep, cows are doing good, staying healthy. Catch y'all another day.